Hey everyone, in this video I'm going to talk about the best free places to get internet, to get Wi-Fi when you're on the road. I'm accompanied here by my cute little sidekick. This is Bowser. We're on a little hike not too far from where we live. So anyway, let's get into the actual Wi-Fi places that I use. There are 3 tiers basically in terms of quality and availability. The top tier is Starbucks. And there are other coffee shops out there, little cafes, that also may or may not have good Wi-Fi, but I'm just gonna say Starbucks because they are reliable. They're in a lot of cities and a lot of towns around the country, and their internet is pretty fast. I went in there the other day and it was like 30 megabits per second down and about 30 megabits per second up as far as the speeds go. That's not gigabit internet, that's not anything crazy, but it's plenty for anything you would need to do. So the Wi-Fi there is free. I usually just go in, buy a little drink, or buy like a croissant or a bagel or something like that and use the internet. I know some people just camp out in the parking lots and use a Wi-Fi extender, range extender thing, and just snipe free Wi-Fi from the parking lot. That works too. I don't do that. I have no problem spending a few dollars at Starbucks to get their Wi-Fi. One thing you do want to be careful about with Starbucks when you are looking at them on Google Maps, like when you're searching for a Starbucks, some Starbucks are just like part of a grocery store, or it's not a standalone Starbucks. The ones that are part of a store, sometimes they don't have Wi-Fi, sometimes that's not very good. So you really want to make sure that the Starbucks you're going to is an actual store on its own, an actual place on its own. And you can use the Google Maps Street View to figure that out. Let's take a break for some Bowser footage. So Starbucks is the first tier. That's the best place to go reliably to get internet. The second tier is libraries. Now the internet at libraries is usually not great, like it's not super fast, but a library is a reliable place to get Wi-Fi. If you need to download or upload really big files, then it's not great, but I mean, it's better than nothing. Basically every place has a library, and they all, as far as I've seen, as far as my experience goes, they all have Wi-Fi. Sometimes the Wi-Fi requires a password, sometimes it doesn't. I usually just go to the desk at the library to ask a librarian about it as soon as I get there, and then they'll give me the password if there is one, or they'll tell me where the best place in the library is to get a Wi-Fi signal, or where the best place in the library is to park my laptop, where there are plugs and tables and things like that. So if I can't find a Starbucks, then I go to a library. If I can't find a library, then I fall back to the third tier, the bottom tier, which is McDonald's and Walmart. Both of these basically always have free Wi-Fi. Again, sometimes it's better than others, but I can always, usually count on these places, on Walmart's and McDonald's, to have internet fast enough to check my email if I need to, or to even download podcast episodes. Usually it's not a problem. Another good spot to be aware of is tourist information centers. If you're in any good-sized city, or if you're in a small town near a place like a national park or other thing or series of things worth seeing, then a lot of times that town will have a tourist information center, and a lot of those, in my experience, have pretty decent Wi-Fi. And then really the last place that I wanted to touch on, if you need really good internet and are willing to pay for it, is to go find a co-working space. You're only going to find these in larger cities, but these are basically places for a lot of times self-employed people or people who work remotely to go to get their work done. A lot of those people will pay a monthly membership fee to access the space, which has tables and good internet. But as far as our purposes go, you can often pay just to use their facilities for a day. This is usually in the $15, $20, $30 range, and so again, it's not something you want to do for every day. But if there is like a project you need to get done, if you really need solid Wi-Fi, head to the nearest bigger town, the nearest good-sized city, and find a co-working space, and you'll have solid internet. And that's it. Those are the places I recommend the most. I mean, there are a lot of other places that have Wi-Fi. You can go to a gym or a sometimes a rec center or just any random store or restaurant might have Wi-Fi, but as far as reliably finding a place that has Wi-Fi, these places that I mentioned are the best bet. Hope you enjoyed this video, hope that was helpful. We're gonna keep on hiking up this canyon here, and I'll see you guys in the next video. If you have other suggestions on good places for Wi-Fi, be sure to leave them in the comments. Thanks again.